As you can see from this photo taken in the 20s, Moncton Pond was a healthier and more beautiful place. Even in the 50s, you can still swim in the pond. There was also a beach, but then the invasives took over. Hi, today we will talk to a longtime resident, Ray Patterson, about Moncton Pond or Cedar Lake. How long have you lived on the pond?
So I've lived on the pond since 1988, so that's almost 30 years, 28 years, but I've been coming here since I was born. This is my grandparents' camp here on the pond since almost 55 years. That's first one.
What changes have you seen since you've lived on the pond?
When we used to come up here when I was a kid and through high school and even into college, people still water skied. There were definitely parts of the pond that were weedy, but they weren't not the Eurasian milfoil. And once the Eurasian milfoil came to the pond, I've seen a heavy growth of weeds. People don't use boaters on the lake anymore. It's mostly canoes and kayaks. And I've also, people who come, this would be the first place that they would water ski every year because it was warmer than Lake Champlain. And now you couldn't see anybody going out with water skis at all.
Yeah, when did the invasives come to the pond?
That's a good question. I was a group of people here in Moncton. Actually, when milfoil first came into the pond, they actually had a barge, and we hired divers and were trying to get the milfoil. But once the milfoil was in the lake, there was not much you could do about it. Once a boat came through this is when motorboats were still on the lake quite frequently, and every time a motor went through a patch of the milfoil, it scattered it and it created all new plants. And that's why Eurasian milfoil is so difficult to control, because any little piece can become a new plant. So any motor that goes through one does it.
Yeah. Has Moncton done anything since then to fix?
I know that at different points the Lake Association has investigated what it would take to maybe that you could do chemical treatments that would kill off the milfoil, but it would also kill off other plants. And I believe that we're not really a good candidate for that, because the bottom of Moncton Pond is silty and it's not solid. And so they said that even if it probably costs about $100,000, this was maybe 5 to 10 years ago, and that they could only guarantee about a 70% kill rate. So whether it was worth investing the money to try to get the milfoil when you're only going to get about 2/3 of the milfoil. So I don't think anybody made a real push to move forward with that. So unlike other ponds and lakes in Vermont, I think that this is an older lake, and I don't think it's a good candidate for that kind of chemical treatment.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your knowledge about Moncton Pond.
You're welcome.
Here are a few comparisons from the 50s and then now. So the future of Cedar Lake is unknown unless we are able to get the Eurasian milfoil and other invasives under control. We hope that we can save our lake and once again have a lake clear enough to be able to swim and sustain a healthy fish population. We hope we can find a solution so future generations can enjoy this beautiful lake. Hi, today we will talk with longtime resident Ray Patterson about Moncton Pond or Cedar Lake.